Hello class, and welcome to section 10.6, which is about special right triangles. By the end of today's lesson, you will know about the two special right triangles and how to use shortcuts to find their measurements. So the first special right triangle is the 45-45-90 triangle. These special triangles are referred to by their angle measurements, so 45 degrees, and 90 degrees. This is the isosceles right triangle. So the two legs are going to be the same measurement. They're going to be congruent, so x and x. And then the hypotenuse is going to be that measurement times the square root of 2. So for example, if x was equal to 9, then this other leg would also equal 9, and this hypotenuse would be equal to 9 times the square root of 2, which if I solved that would be 12.73. But we're going to write this out with what we call exact answer format, so we would leave it as just 9 times the square root of 2, because then we don't have to do any rounding with the decimals. So again, the legs are going to match, and the hypotenuse is going to be that leg measurement times the square root of 2. So for this example, we're looking at DEF, which is a 45-45-90 triangle, and we have that one of the legs is 3 inches. So we're looking for this other leg and the hypotenuse. So we know that the legs of 45-45-90 triangles are congruent, so that means that side EF is also equal to 3 inches because it is the other leg of the triangle. Then side DF, which is the hypotenuse, is going to be 3 times the square root of 2 inches long. So writing it in that exact answer form. Go ahead and try this one on your own. So side MN is also 8 centimeters because it's the other leg of this triangle. And then the hypotenuse side MP is 8 times the square root of 2 centimeters. You can also solve these problems when you're given the hypotenuse. So AB is the hypotenuse of a 45-45-90 triangle. That means that this measurement out in front of the square root of 2 is going to tell us our leg measurements. So that means side AC, which is a leg, is equal to 6 feet. And side BC, which is the other leg, is also equal to 6 feet. So you can use that hypotenuse measure to work backwards to find the legs as well. Go ahead and try this one on your own. In this case, both legs, ST and RS, are both 11 meters long. The other special right triangle that we have is called the 30-60-90 triangle. So we've got an angle of 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. The 30-degree angle is the smallest angle, and it's also across from the shortest side. So what I mean by across is if you took an arrow and drew it from the angle straight out, you would run into the side that's across from it. So the shortest side is going to be across from that 30-degree angle. The middle length side is going to be across from the 60, and the hypotenuse, the longest side, is still across from the 90. The special measurements in this case are going to be x for the shortest side, that x value times the square root of 3 for the middle side, and then that x value times 2 for the longest side. So, for example, if we have this shortest side equaling 9, that would mean the medium side is going to be 9 times the square root of 3, which if you solve that would give you 15.59. Again, we're going to leave that in our exact answer format, but that's just showing you what the decimal would be. And then our longest side would be 2 times 9, which we can solve and get an exact answer of 18. So, in this 30-60-90 triangle, DEF, we have the 30 side, so that short side being 2 inches. That means our x is 2 inches. So that means our medium side, our one across from 60, is going to be 2 times the square root of 3 inches. And then our long side is going to be twice as long, so 2 times 2, which is 4 inches. So we would write that out as EF is equal to 2 times the square root of 3 inches. And DF, your hypotenuse, is going to be 4 inches. Go ahead and try this one on your own. Again, they give you that short side of 6 meters. So ST, your medium side, is 6 square roots of 3. And then the hypotenuse RT is 12. In this next example, they give us the hypotenuse. So they give us the value that is 2x. So what we first want to do is we're going to find that short side by dividing it by 2. So this short side across from the 30 angle, so side ED, is going to be equal to 10 yards. We take the hypotenuse and we cut it in half. And then to find that middle side, EF, we're going to take our short side and multiply it by the square root of 3. So 10 square root of 3 yards for side EF. Go ahead and find the 2 missing sides on your own. They give us the hypotenuse, cut it in half to find our S is 17 and ST is 17 square roots of 3. In this case, they're giving us the middle side. So we've got 9 square roots of 3 feet. Again, we're going to start by finding that short side, which our x value then is going to come from what's ever in front of that square root of 3. So in this case, ED is going to equal 9 feet. Then we're going to double that to find our hypotenuse. So DF is equal to 18 feet. Go ahead and try this one on your own. Your short side RS is 3, meaning your hypotenuse long side is 6. So the key with both the 45-45-90 triangle and the 30-60-90 triangle are really remembering the patterns and be able to apply them. So for example, a 10-foot ramp is loading an ATV onto a truck that makes a 30-degree angle with the ground. We are trying to find y, which is the distance from the truck to the end of the ramp. So they give us the hypotenuse of a 30-60-90 triangle. From there, we can figure out our short side, our 30-degree side, cutting it in half, which is going to give us 5. And then our y side is our middle side. So we're going to take our short side, which is 5, and multiply it by the square root of 3. And then when I do that, since it is a word problem, you are going to actually want to solve this value so that we can have an actual answer. So you would take the square root of 3 and multiply it by 5, which is going to give you an answer of 8.66 feet. Go ahead and find the distance from home to second base on your own, finding the decimal version of the answer. So you're going to end up with, you plug in your 60s as your side, which means 60 square root of 2 is the hypotenuse, giving you 84.85 feet. If you have questions about this or anything else from the lesson, please feel free to reach out and let me know.